This is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. The reading we are doing today is When Will It Happen? So I have 4 separate tarot decks here, and you're going to pick your pile, which is really your tarot deck, and we are going to find out when that thing that you really want to have happen is going to happen. And I'm not going to put any like titles on it. It could be about love and relationships. It could be about work, like home life. I don't know. It could just be absolutely anything. So I'm going to try to keep it pretty vague, but put pretty distinct details behind it. So this is When Will It Happen? It is up to you. And we have these 4 beautiful tarot decks. So go ahead and take a look at these, and you will pick your pile. It's in the description notes below. So we have 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And I'm going to go back to that. Okay, thank you so much. I will see you soon. Goodbye. Bone Tarot, thank you for being here and letting me read for you. This is pile 1. You picked this tarot deck, and this is going to be your reading for When Will It Happen? So this reading can be about anything. It can be about like love, relationships, something to do with romance. It can be like work, accomplishments, like a personal issue, a family issue, anything you want. It's just think on that issue, and I'm going to kind of tell a story about that, and we're going to find out when it will happen. And I'm even going to turn over some timing cards at the end of the reading to help give like a time frame or something you can goal for in regards to time. So, okay, this was the card that was laying down like this. This is your signifier card. So this is how I'm going to see your energy right now. And yeah, let's just see you in one card, and then we'll kind of build on this. So this is the Star. If you're the Star, I think you're in pretty good shape, to be honest. I think there's like a very hopeful, positive energy to you right now. I don't think you're here because you're totally just completely down and out. I think if anything, you're here because you have a goal in mind, like something you really want to reach. And I just feel like there's more of a positive spin on this. So I'm happy to see that, because I could see, this going in many different ways. But I think you know that what you want to happen is going to happen. Let's now tell a story and see when that's going to happen. Okay, I want to see 3 cards right now to just help open this up. And this is you, and just kind of like your current status in 3 cards. And it's, wow. Okay, so this is definitely, this is much, much more heavy. To have this be you right now, to have the Star be your signifier card, I stand by it. It's completely positive. But I think if you're here, you've almost had to reach this mindset. Like, you've really worked hard to be the Star. I think you're like very goal oriented right now. I think you kind of have your eye on this prize, whatever that is, and you're not letting like kind of the shitstorm that you've been through affect this. That's the only thing I can get out of this, because to see the 2 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords here, it tells me that you've been almost like mentally tormented. There's been a completely uphill journey. You've probably felt like everything's against you. You probably feel like you're literally damned if you do or damned if you don't, depending on like a decision you make regarding this. And I think that you just recently reached a point where you were like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to be positive. I'm going to let like nature take its course. I'm just going to lean into this and not worry about it. I really think that's how you arrived at the Star. Or if you feel like maybe you're on the brink of that, then just definitely lean into that energy of, I'm just going to go with this. Like the events are going to unfold as they will, almost like it's out of your hands in a way. And the best you can do is just kind of be positive and just like hope for the best. That's your situation right now. But we're going to turn over cards to tell a story that I think are going to be a little more like enlightening and exciting. So yeah, I've got these oracle cards that I prepared for this reading, and this is going to be the time card. I'm going to put this over here. This will be kind of like the last piece. But these 3 cards, I've assigned a meaning to, and this is going to be the energy that's going to help you. Like, if you can really step into this energy, this is going to help you. And then we've got the Truth is going to be like your gift from Spirit. And then we've got, you're getting close when this happens. So I'm going to tell the story of these 3 cards right now. With this Aries card as being the energy that will help you, it's actually like a pretty, almost like aggressive energy, which I can absolutely see you taking on this energy, given this being your status, or your kind of like your status quo as of late, because this is really heavy. Honestly, it's icky. It's very like you're very much in your head, and things just feel just heavy. Like you probably feel like lead, and you probably feel like whatever direction you turn or whatever is thrown at you, it's just going to be like, it's going to come with one more question or one more tough decision. And yeah, so if this is like, whatever this is about, I always say relationship first, but whatever it is, like a relationship or work or family, it does feel heavy. But I'm going to stand by that you are on this kind of positive, like you want to turn this positive. Like you've recently said this is going to work. And I think this is good because I do think things are going to work for you. And I think we're going to get a pretty good idea of like how and when. But for you to take on the Aries energy, there's going to have to be this fight in you. You can't just completely like roll over and say like, when the time comes or when the spirit moves me or this person, things are going to happen. I think you really do need to still have a little zest, just a little fight in you. And even if there's a little like, almost like not aggression in a mean way, but just like if you're just a little intensity, a little fire. Yeah. So I like this kind of earth energy. There's this sense of like, I will stop at nothing. And you can absolutely make this positive and spin this into like a very positive like state, but it is not passive. Yeah. And it is fighting back to this. It is completely like, this is going to be the past for you. I don't even think this is totally your current energy. If like, how do I say this? If we've got this card and this card, I think this is your very near past. Okay. So I want to spirit about what this gift is. Like, what's this gift that can be shown to you that is going to help you know that this thing you want is coming to you? And we have truth. And truth is like, there's something about this card that is like, it stings a little. Like this tree looks windblown. I mean, it almost doesn't look like a place you necessarily want to be. So to me, this truth is there's going to be like something revealed, or you're going to have a clarity that isn't necessarily like warm and fuzzy. It's not going to be like everything you ever wanted, but you're going to have a moment of like, oh, I see that now. I see that for what it is. And I think if this is like a relationship or like something along those lines about home or whatever, I think there's going to be a moment of truth. Maybe someone's going to tell you something that's going to be, actually, I feel like whether you want to hear it or not, it's still going to sting. There's still going to be like a bit of a harsh reality to it. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be with this person if this is a love reading for you, but I just feel like there are things that have to happen, I think, for this to work out. And the win piece is going to be, I think, less about a time frame and more of like when you embody this and when you really see the situation for what it is. And I almost feel like with this truth card, there's like this truth kind of, this piece within you, like when you can see the situation differently. If this is just someone you want to be with, well, maybe it'll happen when you see them for everything. There's a little bite to this card. There's an intensity to this card. There's definitely like a hopefulness to this card. And then there's this kind of like, shitstorm is all I can really say for this near past of yours. So yeah, whatever it is you want, I really do think it's going to happen. I just think it's going to unfold in a way that's going to be kind of revealing, and it's really going to push you. Like there's this sense of you're going to get pushed. You're going to have to kind of almost like work through something before this actually works for you. But I do believe it will. And then one other oracle card that I want to speak to is, you're getting close when, and we have snow. To me, this is more truth. This is more clarity. This is more of a peace. This is like, I would say, you're getting close when you kind of hold this very quiet, peaceful space with yourself. It's really easy for me to talk about relationships. So I would say this is like if this is someone you've been like, I don't know, obsessing over or tripping over or like constantly like replaying a scenario in your head about, I think you're going to get what you want with this person when like all that static or all that noise just stops. You're just going to realize like you're not, I guess, tripping on this person anymore. And if this is like something you want about like a career or a job, I think you're just going to stop obsessing. You're going to stop, like you're going to find that you aren't working at it so much and obsessing so much that it just consumes you. You're going to find that you had a day where maybe you like hiked or you got your mind off of it or something happened and it felt more organic than it's ever felt. And that's going to be kind of like your peace and your stillness. You're still working towards it. You're still going towards this, whatever this is, but there's other pieces to this. And I really feel like this whole thing for you, it really is, there's kind of like a story here. Like, I don't think this thing is going to happen to you because of luck. I think it's going to happen because you've truly been in this for a while. This isn't something that just like, this isn't something you decided that you wanted like last week or last month. I think this is something that's been with you for a while. This has been like a longer process. Yeah, there's something about this where I just feel like there's this time that's been put into it, and you getting this thing that you want it's actually quite big. It's almost like it's a whole lifestyle. It's a whole new everything. It's just a whole new direction for you. But I do think it's very positive, and I really see that in the star energy, but I also see that you're going to see things differently and you're going to have things revealed to you. But I think there's definitely a lot of like peace and harmony at the end of this, because when you get to that space of things feeling like truly calm and good is when this is going to actually happen for you. Okay, and I'm going to do 3 more cards. I want to see your near future in 3 cards in relation to all this. What's your near future look like? So we have the King of Swords, 2 of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. So your near future it's like light and day from where you are now. And again, I don't necessarily think this is you now. I think this was you like last week or 2 days ago. Like, I really think you've made a very conscious decision to step out of this space, because frankly, it's totally consuming and it could like damn near kill you if you kept at it. But your near future it's incredibly strong. I mean, we have 2 kings here and we have a 2 of Wands. The kings are like, there's such a fierceness here. There's such a there's such a passion. There's such a depth. There's such a control. You are completely in control. Like, this very much feels now like your world, your mission. You're doing things your way. This is like your whole, it's yours now. It's up to you to decide when you want it. And I think you're so in control that you can slow things down. You can be in charge of like that calm that's going to take over. This is yours to control. 2 of Wands, it's actions, it's foresight, it's planning, it's saying like, I want to move in this direction, and here I go, I'm moving in this direction. There's so much capability here, and then there's action to back it up. So I really see for this thing that you want, it's not so much up to anyone else when it's going to happen. And I don't know, maybe every pile is going to have this, like, give me this feeling, but this really feels like it's on you. It could happen at any time. You just have to embody this. You have to fully step out of these 3 cards up here and then fully step into this energy. And then there is that calm, that confidence, that power, that drive that's going to come once you're truly like in control, doing your own thing, owning your actions, just whatever that is. It's a strength, and it's a confidence. Actually, it really is a confidence. Like, up here, I just think there's this mind fuck, like you're second guessing, you're questioning, everything feels like a struggle or a battle, and just always feels like everything's stacked against you and you don't know like which way to turn or what to do. Whereas down here, like, you're not questioning anything. You're not asking anyone else for anything, permission, like sympathy, advice. Like, you're truly just doing exactly what you want to do when you want to do it. So when this will happen is when you truly embody this. Okay, this is like a moon card, and some of these cards just have goddesses and like a message on them. Others have a moon phase. So I almost feel like this is not going to reveal a moon phase. I think it's going to have a goddess, because that would not tell a timing, but we'll see. This is okay, so this is the waning gibbous, which basically means this is going to be probably like 5 days before a full moon. This is 2 days into the waning gibbous. So this is, oh my God, pardon me. It's after a full moon. The waning is, it's getting smaller. So, excuse me, this is going to be 2 days after the full moon. You're going to start to feel this strength building within you, and this is when it's going to happen. Or you will have already felt this strength building. It's already happening, maybe as we speak. And 2 days after the full moon, you're going to probably have this sort of gift revealed to you, or whatever it is that you want. Things are really going to start clicking. And I really hope that's true. And I actually feel like for this reading and for your whole energy and your space, you can make this true. Like, you really, that is just the message I got here. Whatever it is that you want, it's truly within your grasp, your ability, your capability. It's really just about the mindset you're holding and the energy you're holding. And like, you know, your vibration. If you're totally low vibe and you're, I don't know, desperate and needy and clingy and questioning everything you do, and you're insecure and you're, like, that's just, nothing's going to really happen for you, unfortunately. But, and that could be this space up here. And that could have come to be out of like fear, or, you know, truly being like wronged in some way. I'm not sure, but I just feel like this is going to happen for you when, and this all tells a story, and it kind of tells your story, and it really should let you know that there's this tremendous amount of like strength and courage and possibility within you. So this is 2 days after the full moon. If you want it, it can happen, and that would be a very good time of when. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you, and I will see you again. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. We are doing a reading entitled When Will It Happen? So I forgot to light my candle. It can be just about anything, like, yeah, whatever it is for you, that's it. So love, relationships, career, finances, home life, whatever. Okay, so we are going to start this reading. This card was the card that was laying down here, and this is going to be your signifier card. This is your energy now, I guess, kind of for better or worse, but we're just going to try to find your energy now and see how this plays into things. So we have 8 of Pentacles. This is just a very positive, kind of solid energy. It makes me think that your situation could absolutely have something to do with like home life, love, relationships. There's just a stability behind this. The 8 of Pentacles to me is someone who has worked hard. They're working hard at something. There's this kind of like labor of love put into whatever it is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's actually like, like a project at work, whether it's like a business that someone is starting, just building something. There's just this absolute like intent and love and care behind it. And this card in this deck, it definitely implies that like where you are with this, it makes you happy. Things are, you're somewhat, or you're, happy with how things are going. So your energy right now, whatever this is that you want, I think you definitely acknowledge that you've been contributing towards this. I think you feel pretty good about what you've been contributing. I think you feel pretty good about yourself. I think you see that you've just been working towards this. I don't think this is something that is totally like out of the blue that you're thinking, oh, I want this. Like, this isn't just, I don't think you're asking for luck necessarily. I think you're asking for something that you've been working towards and striving towards and want. So there's just this active energy that's going into it. Okay, I want to see just you right now in 3 cards, and then I'm going to, I just want to see your current state right now. 3 cards. 9 of Cups, which is a good card. 4 of Pentacles, and the Hangman. This does, I don't want to like give this reading a title, but it does feel that it is about like something to do with like work or accomplishments. But of course it could absolutely be for anything, but it is something that you really want, I guess. Absolutely something you've been working towards. You're in this, like, you almost feel stuck right now. And you know what, this could so totally be a relationship, because I just see this picture of like, you've been so earnest and kind of devoted towards whatever this is. This is something that you are putting so much care into. And I think you've just almost like hit a wall where you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm not necessarily getting the feedback I want. I'm not necessarily seeing things exactly the way I want, although you have seen good results. You have seen like positive notions to keep going and to move forward. There's still something here that you want more of. So if it's more like you've started a business or like some endeavor of sorts and you've seen a little bit come back to you, but just absolutely not enough. Or it could be a relationship where the same kind of question and thoughts would be at play here. The Hangman is, I mean, you probably do ask yourself, like, is it all for nothing? Do I just like lay and wait forever? Am I looking at things wrong? Is everyone else seeing something that I'm not seeing? Like, I do see the Hangman. Oh my goodness, my computer needs to stop doing this. I do see the Hangman as an energy of what now? And I do think that you might not be working as hard towards this thing as you have been in the past. The Four of Pentacles kind of gives me that, where you're almost just like, you've almost just dug your heels in and you're just kind of stuck right now. You're just lying in wait. There's so much that you want from this. And if it is love and it is a relationship, you really want to see this get to this, like, just wherever that is in your head that you want this to go. You really, really want it. It is something, whatever it is, that I see that you really want this. And I'm not like sad for you about this, because there's nothing to imply that it wouldn't happen, but I just see that you've put so much kind of like heart and soul and energy into this, and to get to a point where things just kind of like fall short of you either like hitting that goal or like getting to that point where everything's just all good. It is definitely, it's distracting. And so I would say, in a word right now, I would probably say you're discouraged. Okay, so I've got these oracle cards and they all tell a story. So I want to see you and your situation in oracle cards right now. So I'm assigning this as the energy that will help you. So this is what you need from your energy. This is a gift from Spirit that's going to help you. And then this is, how do you know when you're getting close to this? So we've got all these fun cards. And then this is going to be your timing card. I'm going to wait and turn this over last. But this is going to help reveal your time frame for when this is going to happen. But okay, so the energy that will help you in this is the first house, the body. I'm really fascinated by the houses and the energy they hold. And the body to me is like when you see yourself as you want to be seen, when you completely and utterly believe in yourself, that's when you're going to step into this. This is the energy that you need to hold. There's kind of this like, there is this absolute confidence behind the first house, but there's also like, it's almost like the confidence to do whatever it is you want to do. This is associated with the Fool in tarot, and the Fool is, they're like, they have no worries. If they want to go after something, they'll go after it. It's like they never even think that something couldn't work out to their advantage. This is you. If you've gotten to this point of discouragement, then you have to step into the energy of basically saying like, I see myself, it's like manifesting. I think it's like, I see myself doing this. I see my body literally enjoying this or doing this. I see myself like saying this. There's just this kind of like vitality behind it. Just, you need to revitalize basically. And there is a positive, it's almost like you're injecting yourself with like health and vitality. If you've been down on yourself, if you've been feeling sluggish, if you've been feeling like things just aren't, like you wake up and you're tired, I think this is also kind of like you need to start taking better care of yourself. You need to start just, loving yourself a little bit more, whatever. But I really, I don't know, if that speaks to you, then I definitely think that's an energy you need to hold. That's the card that came up. Okay, so the gift from Spirit is abundance. This is a very beautiful gift from Spirit because, like I said, I do think there's an overwhelming piece behind this that has to do with like success and just some accomplishment, some like milestone you're trying to hit, a box you're trying to check, something along those lines. And I think that this is basically a little nod from Spirit saying, you do have this. You have this coming your way. You have worked hard. This is, I think, her just saying, look, I see you and this is absolutely coming your way. And if we, like, the Nine of Cups would be so totally, to me, a card of abundance. It's a card of wishes coming true. It's a card of having everything you wanted, the things that make you happy. It is like, what do you wish for? What do you want? It's in front of you. I see these two cards working together. So yeah, if this is about work or money or something along those lines, it's just a very good, I think it's just a good omen, basically. Even if not all these cards seem to like exactly speak to your story, I do think this is a good omen of like, look, things are going to click for you, especially like financially speaking. Like I said, if there's something you're trying to start, if this has something to do with a relationship, I think you've been working at this relationship for a while. I think you've absolutely, from your perspective, from like where you stand, you've completely put the work in. And I think this work, if you're supposed to be with this person, if this is going to happen, you're going to start to see this other person put the work in as well. You're going to feel like between the two of you, there's just so much richness. There's so much like depth. There's so much conversation. There's so much like that you can just like, I want to say like tangibles, but like things you can just hold on to together. Like there's just so much between you. And really, yeah, there's just this kind of this depth that is going to feel very, very rich and very like palpable. So either way, I think you're just going to be immersed in this sense of like, oh my gosh, like you just feel like you could reach out and touch everything. And I don't know, something about the body house too is the first house card, which is this energy. It is very like, there is this sense of like owning things and really like stepping into that, just commanding things. Like, I don't know, there's like this confidence and this light that you're just going to find yourself holding. And I like this because this is how do you know you're getting close, and we have wind and change. And I do think things are going to look and feel dramatically different. Whether that's all of a sudden you do have the resources or the sales or the funds or the clients or whatever to like, take the next steps or make something happen. I think that's like either a very obvious change that's going to come into play, or you are going to start to feel like your relationship or your home life or something is like looking and functioning completely differently. Maybe this person that you want things to work out with, or you want to like just have this copacetic existence with, like they're going to start treating you differently. They're going to start I don't know, acting and reacting differently. And I just, again, I think this is hard work that you've put into this. There's a story here, there's a history. And I just think whatever it is, it will happen when you really just start to see and feel it happening. When you get out of this hangman space, when you start feeling unstuck. And this doesn't have to take a long time. I mean, this whole like unstuck thing, this can happen in like, it can happen overnight. Like you can just wake up and just all of a sudden decide to do one little thing differently. You can feel like, oh my God, I'm tired of feeling weighed down. I'm just going to try this. And it can just shift your perspective. And I think that's a lot of the hangman thing. It's a lot about perspective. And it's a lot of feeling like maybe there's this control on you that if you just do this one little thing differently, if you tweak this, it could be a behavior. It could be like, I don't know, smiling after you say something. It could just be something so little, but it really will shift. And I do think it's something that you do that you like physically do. And it could be followed up with words as well, but I just feel like this is you. This is your action. You're doing it. And then this thing that you want will happen. Okay, I want to see your near future in 3 cards, and then we'll turn over a timing card to see this. So this is your near future in 3 cards, and we've got 2 of Pentacles. The Pentacles are definitely here. Wow, 9 of Pentacles. And King of Wands. It really is a very, very nice near future. And this definitely, your predicament or whatever we want to call it, this to me definitely has something to do with like home, life, work. Well, I guess what else is left really, but I just feel like there's going to be a lot more stability for you very soon. The 9 of Pentacles is such a beautiful card. It's one of my favorite. It's just, there's such an abundance. There's such a wealth and abundance. And I think that can be different for everyone, but it's like, it's just such a happy place of stability, of having enough. And this can be like, you can feel like you have enough physically of the things that you want. You can have enough, I mean, nourishment and food. You can have enough love. You can have enough touch. You can like whatever it is that you want, whatever you're here reading about. The 9 of Pentacles is a very good like omen card to say you are going to have these things that you want, whatever that is, whatever's lacking, and you know, this perspective and these actions that you tweak just a little bit, they are going to bring you this kind of like 9 of Pentacles energy. 2 of Pentacles, I think you are going to feel things shifting and changing, and it's going to cause you to like switch up your behaviors, your mannerisms, your thoughts. Like you're going to be balancing things differently. You're going to have a new set of like things to juggle. And I think this new kind of like these new challenges, but they're good, they're positive, and like out with the old, in with the new. There's always going to be something to kind of, you know, work with, but this is something like, it's something different and it's something welcome, and you're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. And the King of Wands, yeah, to me, this is just all passion, all fire, all devotion, like all cylinders firing. There's just very much this sense of, you know, it's so opposite the Hangman. The King of Wands isn't laying in wait. He's not sitting around and watching. He's doing. Excuse me. It is a card of like such supreme action, such confidence in your actions. And very much it does remind me of the 8 of Pentacles, because this is a card of like being where you are through hard work, through kind of like love and devotion and determination. All that's there. But this is not a card of being discouraged. It's not a card of feeling like, woe is me, or feeling kind of like a martyr. It is just very much like a confident, badass card. So I really think, I mean, back to the like, when will it happen? It's going to happen. I actually think it's going to happen for you pretty soon, because I think you're so ready to change this. I don't think you're someone who does well in this space of kind of, you just remind me of, like, you seem like someone who likes action, who likes to do things. I think you can get bored very easily. I think if you're bored, like if you're an idol, it's just a very bad kind of negative place for you, and you want to get back to doing. And that is getting back to like your first house, your body. You're just putting the energy out there and just start acting on it. And if you really can shake things up and get out of that Hangman space and just start doing, I think things are really, really going to start clicking for you. And I think with this abundance and the 9 of Cups, I actually think you're someone that leads a pretty rich life. Like you have had this thing that you want. You've had it before. You know how to get it. You know how to maintain it. You're just a little off your game right now for whatever reason. So I really do think this is going to happen for you pretty soon. And here's a card. It's either going to have a moon cycle, which is going to tell of a time frame, or it's going to have like a moon goddess, which is fine too, but we'll see. Okay, so waxing crescent. So this is, I'm trying to think when this would actually be. The waxing crescent is probably about like 10 to, I don't know, 12 or 14 days before the full moon. So this is going to be like very much a new moon, actually. The waxing crescent is going to happen like, it's a couple days into a new moon. It's basically 2 days into the crescent moon. But the crescent moon that is growing and you know, it's on its way to revealing the full moon. So if you are watching this and there was just a full moon like yesterday, then possibly you could step into this energy and make a change pretty quickly. Or I would say the next full moon, like just look out a couple days after, and that's really your energy to start doing things. And I like the building energy of the new moon as it grows. I think that's like a very exciting time. It's kind of that like anything can happen. It's just a very like things are on the up. There's something just kind of empowering about it. And I absolutely think it's a time that speaks to action. So if you ever notice, if you still want this and it hasn't happened completely and you notice that you're in a full moon cycle, just look forward to the next few days, because that's when you're going to see a lot of like growth and action and kind of like transformation. And that's when I think things are really going to happen for you. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope this happens, and I hope this time frame helps. And I really just, want to see you do. And I think that's where the magic is for you. So thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Boom Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. Okay, you are pile 3. You picked this tarot pile. Your card was right here. And this is going to be your signifier card. This is your energy right now. And I don't know, I'm just going to say for better or worse, we'll see what your energy is. And this is the Hangman. I want to say this energy feels like for worse, but it is. There's just kind of this, obviously the Hangman does feel a little stagnant. They can come at it from an angle of like, I'm really just sizing everything up. But for me, I feel like you're almost like pushing the pause button on this. I do think whatever this is that you want to have happen and you're here asking when it will happen, I feel like you're kind of your own worst enemy right now, and I'm not sure why, but we're going to turn over some other cards and I don't know, to see your story, and then we're going to figure out the time frame of when this is going to happen. But for this to happen, this thing that you want to have happen, I've got some cards that are going to help you. So this is the energy that is going to help you. If you can embody this energy, take this on. This is going to be a gift from Spirit. And then we have, you're getting close when. So, and then I have a timing card here, which is going to be a moon cycle. So I'm just going to wait to turn this over until the end. I think, so there's a little bit, the message here to me is like, just in these 4 cards, this is going to happen when you do get a little bit of good luck. This to me is a card of luck. But this is a card of you actually seeing this good luck for what it is, not taking advantage of it, not exploiting it, not feeling like it was expected to you, but actually like genuinely and deeply appreciating it. And this could be like appreciating this person or this opportunity or this situation you're in, but there's something to do with like appreciation here. And I do think this Hangman energy that you're taking on, you are looking at things differently. You're feeling things differently. Maybe you yourself are totally transforming. Like this situation you're in, maybe it's brought you from, if you look back, I don't know, last month, last year, last decade, whatever, you've changed. And I think you're going through a pretty big kind of like life change right now. And you as a person, your mindset is shifting quite a bit. And I do think you are someone who generally, I want to say gets what they want, things work out for them, but I also think you work very hard. I think you're someone who things work out for, and you get these things because you really do actually apply yourself and you see things through. And I just think you're probably, I say type A for lack of like another word that jumps to my mind, but I just think you're disciplined and you're like regimented. And as a result of it, it does seem like things work out for you. But right now, whatever it is, it doesn't feel like things are working out for you. So the win piece is going to, for me, the win piece is going to happen when things start to work out for you. And I think that's going to happen when you start to see things differently. So I actually think this win could happen anytime. It could happen during this reading. It could happen tonight. It could happen when you wake up. It could happen anytime. It's just going to be when you start to see something. And I almost feel like in this kind of weird and cheesy way, I don't know why, it's just this message I got, but I feel like this win is when you start to see kind of like the blessings that are in your life. That maybe you've always known they're there and you've definitely like given appreciation to them before, but in this situation for this one thing you want, you're going to have to see like, I see how truly lucky I am to have these things. these people, this situation, this home, whatever it is, I just feel like there's a part of you that needs to be a little more just grateful. And it doesn't imply that you're not grateful. I feel that you're someone that has a lot, and I won't say things comes easily to you because I think you've worked very hard and you really, really apply yourself. And I think you're incredibly diligent, but whatever it is that's hasn't been working out for you or that you want to see start clicking or start happening, it is very much on your piece. It's a mindset. And once this mindset shifts just a little bit, you are going to feel very liberated. You're going to see things differently. You're going to start to feel like, oh yes, I'm like back in I'm back in my stride. I've hit my stride. Like I feel lucky again. I feel like I can just like kind of kill it again in any situation, whatever that is, because I do feel like you're that person. You seem like you command a certain amount of respect. You seem like you're someone that people listen to, go for advice. Like you just don't seem like you're ever the butt of the joke. And I don't think you are right now. I just think you're a little bit like kind of down and out. I feel like you're just not shining. And it's like you're just stuck. You're just like someone's kind of thrown a blanket over you or something. Like you're just not really you, or you're not really showing yourself, or you're not being seen. But yes, the only part here I haven't talked about yet is how are you going to know you're getting close? And this is bushfire's fury. And I do think this is when you just completely shake up your current situation. And I don't mean like in a bad way. I don't mean like just like this isn't a tower card. This isn't necessarily like a self-destruction thing or anything like that. But I think it's something, there's a shift in you that has to take place. And the fury and the bushfires, I don't want to give to this card a chaos. I don't want to apply chaos or destruction to it, but there is a little bit of chaos. There is a little bit of like, it's going to take something kind of extreme to snap you out of this, or to like, break the branch you're hanging from, or like whatever. And I don't like mean that to sound as morbid as it did, but I just feel like there is something that is going to have to shake things up for you. And with that, there might be a little pain, there might be a little like surprise, there might be a little discomfort, but I really think that is like, that's the sign that you're getting close. And I do think that discomfort, if you can put yourself on a path that you probably wouldn't have done prior to this, to achieve this, to, be with that person, to settle this issue, to attain this like goal or this milestone, whatever it is, I feel like it is going to take you, maybe like almost putting yourself in the line of fire a little bit, just putting yourself out there in a different way. And this could translate to being vulnerable in a way that maybe you haven't been before or in a very long time, but there's just something different. You're going to embody a different energy, a different space, a different mindset. It's just going to feel different. But I promise you, you're lucky again that you're going to be able to do this almost so swiftly and so easily, because this is almost all you have to do for this to happen. You just have to put yourself out there and kind of accept that it's going to be icky for a minute, but then things are really going to click for you. And I really believe that is when things are going to happen for you. And this is pile 4, so I've had 3 readings before, and I wouldn't say they all have the same message, but there's a similar thread, I think, in all of this, which is like, when you do X, or when you embody X, then Y will happen. And for you, that X that you're embodying is that like willing to put yourself through a little bit of pain or discomfort. And this, I don't really mean physical, but like something about this is going to feel a little more icky. And if this is like a business endeavor or like a creative endeavor or something to do with like something you're starting and you really want to see like a payoff, maybe it's just one more, I hate to say month because that sounds like an eternity, but like maybe one more month or one more week of like just doing charity work where like, you're not going to bring any money in on this, but that is going to be like the good luck charm, the piece that just like everything happens after that. Like just that thing and that nagging thing in the back of your head is what's going to kind of bring it. Or if this is like a relationship issue, maybe it's you apologizing and you really don't want to, and you've been sitting on it and you're stuck. But if you just apologize as not fun as that would be, or as pride swallowing or whatever, that one thing will actually be a pretty enlightening experience. And then it will just like, you will get that fire and that passion and that burst of energy that is going to change everything. So I hope that made sense. Okay, we're going to do some tarot here and get into, I want to see you right now in 3 cards and kind of see how this speaks to all of this. So let's get you in 3 cards, and I'm going to take this guy right here. 6 of Pentacles, Death, which means rebirth, and 7 of Pentacles. So definitely home, family. This could be love, and actually it could be work too. The Pentacles, it's kind of all encompassing, so you can't really go wrong. You right now, the Seven of Pentacles is that card of starting to put the work in, working towards something, which seems obvious, I think, given like the theme here, but it really is like one of the only cards in the deck that is about putting work in. I do think you're putting work into this. However, it hasn't paid off yet. If it's a relationship, yes, I think you've been working towards it, but you're not where you want. The relationship isn't where you want it to be. I do think you can really see how you want this to end up, not end as in like kaput, but end up. Like you really do see that kind of, that happy piece at the end. I like that 6 of Pentacles cards. It makes me think that there's going to be this moment where you get back everything you've given, and where there's just this equal kind of give and take, where in other words, I like your space right now. Your space right now is actually quite positive. However, I do think, and this speaks to the Hangman, you're ready for this kind of like rebirth, this transformation, and you are actually going through this. And I think this really is like a mindset for you. Like you are almost like right on the precipice of knowing like, I've got to change something. Like this one piece, this thing I've been holding on to, this way that I feel, this reaction that I've been doing for so long, like it actually has to change. And I really feel like maybe you're here and you needed to know, like, yes, you're right, this does have to change. That nagging little feeling, or maybe this is something you've been doing for a long time and it was kind of cute and entertaining for like a couple decades, and it's not anymore. Now it's irritating, it's cruel, it's not funny. I don't know, there's just something that needs to, like, you almost need to abandon it. Like you need to just kill this part of you. And I feel like it's something that maybe wasn't always bad, but now it's turning into like a more kind of, I want to say toxic, but you aren't toxic. There's nothing like that about you. That's not your energy. This is about you changing and transforming yourself. And again, I really see that you're working towards this. I see that it will absolutely pay off. I see that people love you and want to be there for you, and you actually really do love and care about people and want to be there for them as well. So there's a lot of happiness here. And I like this Death card because this also tells me like you are getting your new beginning. You are, you're in a great place right now. Okay. You're transforming. Let's put it that way. I want to see your near future now in 3 cards. And we have the Star. We have the King of Cups, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is interesting too. This really tells me that, because to see the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here, there's a lot about actually just like pure happiness. There's this kind of like almost endorphin rush, I think, that is going to be coming your way. I think the things that you've wished for, the things that you've wanted, the things that make you like intrinsically happy, they truly are on their way to you. And this does come with this kind of like enlightenment piece, this part of you that is going to be pushing a boundary, stepping outside of your comfort zone, which I think has a lot to do with this Death card. Changing up or not doing something that's actually felt very comfortable to you, but isn't actually serving you or the people around you. I think that is going to be so transformative and so eye-opening and so life-changing, that you're going to feel just completely like reignited and lit up. And it is this sense of, I don't know, just like things are coming to you. And it's an interesting reading because there's this, you're actually in a very good place. I think you are incredibly strong, incredibly capable. And I think this enlightenment piece and this changing, this mindset that you're going to be changing, this action, this little tweak, I think you personally have been feeling lately more connected to some kind of spirit, whatever that is for you. It could be your God, your spirit, whatever. Maybe you're agnostic, maybe you're an atheist, or maybe you're actually quite spiritual. But I think whatever one of those like camps you fall in, you're wanting more of a connection. And even if you are someone who is like, let's say you are an atheist, I just feel like there's this part of you that wants something or it's searching for something. So maybe, I'm trying to think where I'm going with this, because I see that you're very, very, very close, but there is when it will happen, it's going to happen when you just take on a new mindset somehow, whatever that is. And it's going to feel very profound. And I think it's something that no one else may notice it. And it's not really for them to notice, but it's something that you are going to notice. And I think it's going to like kind of bring on this chain reaction that is going to start this flow for you that is just going to be very, just very uplifting. So, okay, I want to get your timing piece on this. This is a moon, it's either a moon cycle or a moon goddess, and we're going to see when you can like look forward to the timing of this. And we've got the waning gibbous. So this is after a full moon. This is like actually quite literally like 4 days after a full moon, because they give a number here. And I think this is when you're going to start like shedding things. You're going to start lightening your load. And I mean this kind of like mentally. You're going to be like rehashing what serves you and what doesn't, what makes you feel lucky, what makes you feel blessed, what makes you feel enlightened, and how you can kind of switch up this place you're at. And I think this, a few days, 4 days roughly after a full moon, is when you're really going to feel this gift. And this is when this thing you want is going to happen. So whether this is, something to do with love or your home life or work or some kind of accomplishment, I really think that you've got like a few days, 4 to 6 days, let's say, after a full moon, where you're going to really find that there are some gifts coming your way. And if that one thing doesn't happen like 4 days after the full moon, if you find that your mindset is shifting, or that you've dropped a habit or a belief or like a reaction, what are those things? I don't know. I just lost my mind. But like when you find that you're doing something differently, I think this is it. This is your sign. And then that thing that you want will absolutely happen. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I feel like it's shorter than some of the others, but that's okay. The message definitely came across, and there's something very lucky about you, and I think you're lucky. I just think it's lucky that you found this reading, because this one little piece of this thing that you need to change, it's just a message to do that, and I really think it's going to change your life. So, okay, thank you so much. I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback on this if you feel like sharing. All right, have a great day. Goodbye. Tarot, and thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. This reading is about, it's titled, When Will It Happen? So this is something that you want to have happen, something you've been like, it's just working towards, something you want. It can be with love and relationships, your home life, like a business, anything, but this is going to give you a good idea of when that is going to happen. So, or at least that's the hope. Okay, this card was right here, and this is going to be your signifier card. This is the tarot deck you picked, which I don't use this deck very often, but I really love it. It's actually very beautiful. Okay, so this is you right now, your energy, and you're the moon. And the moon has there's something so peaceful, but there's also like something so kind of like frightening about it. It's water, it's mystery, it's it's an unknown. It can even be a little bit of deception, but it's also like there's something so clear and concise about it. Like it's so unapologetic. It's just very much, it's a mood. Like the moon is, if this is you right now, I just think you're kind of like mysteriously doing you. You're not apologizing to anyone. You're not over explaining yourself. You're just embodying this space of like, I will do what I want to do when I want to do it. And when the time's right, I'll really take action. But I like this because there's a confidence to it. There may also be like a melancholy piece behind it. There may be a little like sadness or lightweight depression, but there's also this control too. Like you will snap out of it when you need to. You're just kind of in this space right now. Okay. So for when it will happen, okay, let's get some of these oracle cards that I pulled over, and then I'll get some tarot to tell your story as well. Okay, so this is your energy that's going to help you out. It's kind of like a gift from spirit. And we have 6th house routine, which is, I like that. And I like how I can see this working with the moon. This is going to be your gift from spirit. And this is voyage, which that water, and then definitely the full moon in the background. These all kind of have like a moon piece to them in a way. And there is something very, very like still and mysterious and watery. This is fascinating. Okay, and you're getting close when this doesn't have a moon, but it does have mountains. And there is absolutely a clarity piece to this kind of stillness. And this is going to be a timing card, which we will turn over in the end. It's going to have a moon cycle or a moon goddess, one or the other, but a moon card all the same. Seeing you just in these 4 oracle cards right now and asking when will it happen? It's going to happen when you do have that moment of clarity. I would say you're probably feeling pretty foggy right now, and I would actually say that you are maybe feeling a little blue, a little down, a little like in your feels. And I think an energy that will help you, this 6th house routine, it would be like getting back to the you that feels comfortable or familiar, getting back to your routines, getting back into the swing of things. This very much could feel like a broken heart or like a relationship that isn't, working out or making you sad, because it's just like when your schedule and your lifestyle is so disrupted that everything changes. You're not eating right. You're not eating when you should. You're not sleeping. You're, drinking when you should be sleeping and sleeping when you should be working, or like whatever. There's just this sense of like chaos and stillness and like a lot of nothing happening. But yet I do feel like your mind is pretty, I don't think you're incredibly sharp right now. I think you're a little dulled or like numb. Just that feeling of being like underwater and feeling kind of foggy and just feeling like very affected by the moon cycles. Like whether you realize it or not, like maybe you had a completely off weekend and then you realize like, oh, there was a full moon this weekend. And maybe that doesn't mean anything to you and it never has in the past. But I would say like, lunarly speaking, you're probably more in touch with, the moon and the stars and all that than you realize, which may actually be an interesting message. Like maybe there's more you need to pay attention to. Like maybe there's a bigger picture that can actually help you or that you can find clarity or answers in. But, and this might be kind of like a voyage for you. Maybe there is a trip that you need to take or something you need to set out on. But I do feel like in this moment you are very much, you are emotional. You're not hating that you're so emotional right now. I think it's kind of your self-soothing and you're helping yourself in this way. But you could be on the brink of like, it's going to, do more harm than good. Like I do think action is going to need to be taken. But I think for a timing and when will it happen, this thing that you want, which very well may have a lot to do with love, from just how this is playing out. I do think it's going to happen when you start to see things more clearly, when you have your moment of clarity, when you feel like you're taking care of yourself, and when you just officially come out of your slump and start to just feel like sharp all of a sudden. And I think you're going to feel like everything's bright and glaringly obvious all of a sudden. It's not going to feel murky and like you're staring into a muddy pond kind of thing. You're going to feel like there's just going to be this glaring, obvious answer. And that's when it will happen. And, that answer could be like, I need to contact that person and say this. I need to apologize. I need to tell them that I feel exactly this way. Like if it's about love, it could be so many things, but I just feel like you're sitting on those thoughts or actions right now and you're not actually doing anything. But I don't actually think you're really totally in the place to do that right now. So maybe tomorrow you will be, maybe next week. I don't know. We'll get an idea of that. But even though we've talked so much about you, I do want to see you in 3 cards right now just to kind of see where you're going and get an idea of timing and your direction and all that. So this is 3 of Pentacles. They're calling it 3 of Coins, which is a good card. 9 of Swords, not so much. And 2 of Wands. Just trying to think about this. So the 3 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands tell me that there is actually more action and work going on with you right now, that your mind might be working a little bit harder than I thought. Maybe you are plotting or scheming or planning, and I don't even mean for those to take on negative connotations. Like maybe you really aren't in quite the like foggy kind of zone that I pegged you for. Although if I think this, I think the rest of the world thinks this, or whatever situation you want changed, whatever you want to happen, I think you definitely need to present a little bit more, possibly authentically, which would be a little bit sharper, a little more like alert, a little more confident, a little more capable, because I do see that you are keeping it together pretty well, but you do seem stressed. There is this stress piece. There is this kind of anxiety piece. Like, and this might be like part of the fact that maybe you don't feel like you're being seen a certain way. Maybe you've been misrepresented. Maybe someone, I don't know, told a lie about you, like something where you're just not being seen for who you are. And I do think it is a big thing for you right now. And I think it has contributed to this kind of like slump. But yes, there will absolutely be this clarity and this voyage piece. Like I do see you, it's almost like there's this part of you that's going to be growing like by leaps and bounds. And if you do that by stepping away from this situation or, I don't know, like actually traveling or doing something different than what you could even like imagine doing right now, or something that you even thought you'd want to do right now, I just feel like there is this changing piece in you. And I do think that this 6th house, this card of routines, which is kind of this energy that will help you, I actually think this works both ways. I think it's to say like, look, start getting into a routine, start doing the things that are going to serve you a little bit better. And if you find that just recently you have started actually embodying this a little bit, you've started working a little bit harder, you've started, I don't know, maybe putting more energy into things, maybe getting off the couch, maybe not focusing so much on one thing or one problem. I think this is very good and helpful, but also on the flip side, if you are doing too much of one thing, or you're like doing something to extremes, or kind of like overindulging, then that would be a message to not do that. But I think there's just this kind of like conundrum with you where you are, if someone were to look at you, they would think you're kind of like a mess. You're not as bad off as you look, I think is the thing. But there is this part of you that does feel pretty lost and really is searching for like just almost this one answer, like this truth, this one piece of like information to just be delivered. And I don't know why, but I get this feeling that you were somehow misrepresented or seen in a way that wasn't like actually accurate or authentic, or you did something, maybe like you were drunk, or I don't know, like that just was so like off color for you that now you've been kind of like painted with that brush or something. I don't know. I just feel like you're laboring under like a false pretense or something along those lines. But you are going to snap out of this, and not only are you going to get clarity, but there's going to be clarity around like a situation, whatever that is. So there's going to be a lot revealed, and you're going to see things clearly, and people are going to see you clearly, and then all this is just going to go away. I want to see your near future in 3 cards, because this is definitely an interesting, kind of unique situation, I feel like. We've got Justice, which is quite good. 10 of Cups, which is amazing. And the Devil. So the Devil card here isn't actually a bad card for me at all, because this Justice and 10 of Cups is so positive for your near future that I actually think that this Devil card is a message of like, whatever isn't serving you right now, it's going to be banished, because your near future looks very, very bright. It looks like the things you've been working hard for, you're going to get. If you've, made the right decisions and treated people fairly and want to be a good person and whatever, then that's going to come back to you. Like the scales, I really believe, are going to tip in your favor, because I do think that I just think you want what you want for the right reasons, and you've been very like honest and kind of pure of heart, let's say. Whether or not you did do something that was bad and caused people to like maybe judge you or whatever, I feel like you've kind of atoned for that. And I really feel like you want this thing that you want for all the right reasons. And I will go out and say that I do think you actually deserve it. I think you're deserving of it. And the Justice card tells me that, like, you are going to get the things that you want. This thing that you want, it will happen, and it will be deserved, and there will kind of you'll feel justified. And this road that you've been on, this slump, this sadness, this melancholy, whatever this is, this kind of watery moon energy, it really, really will pass. But you've kind of seen what it's like to be this deep in your feels, to have your routine shook up, to have like maybe your home life shook up a little bit. It's not fun, but you are getting back into it. And there absolutely will be clarity. And I think it's going to feel like everything's just been kind of like washed and cleaned and just like blessed, for lack of a, better word, or different word. But this Devil energy for your near future, and this could also be like you leaning into you. If there's something that you need to do or an energy you need to take on, maybe you apologize less. Maybe you stop caring so much what other people think. Maybe you start living for you. And this could be like a bad bitch energy. This could be I'm owning it. I'm just really stepping into my own. There's a power here, and there's a strength, and I really do like this Devil energy here. The Devil card usually is one of my least favorite. I can find like scary things in it, but I like this as an energy and a near future for you. So I really think you're going to get your strength back. You're going to get your fire. When I think of the Devil, I think of the sun, and it's so totally like, we could say opposite the moon, but it's going to get rid of this moon, this doom and gloom kind of moon feeling for you. It's going to burn up all this water, and you're really going to start to feel passionate and alive and just driven. And even if that drive comes with like these kind of, I want to say like hedonistic tendencies, but like it's just, you're going to feel this passion, and it's going to be good for you. Okay, so I'm going to get into this is like a timing card as for when it will happen. And we have the moon goddess Hecate. So there really isn't a timing piece here. And you know what? That tells me that I really think this falls into your near future for the timing, because it says, I know my shadow side, and I work to willingly transform aspects of it. And I really think this speaks to the Devil card. And I think when you banish the things that you need to banish and step into the things like energy that you need to step into, I think this is when this thing is going to happen. And that might sound vague, but you're going to know that this is happening, because this 9 of Swords, this anxiety, this nightmarish feeling, this kind of like walking on glass feeling, that's going to start to lessen. You are going to feel like, you're going to start to feel more in control, period. And that is going to give you the clarity, and that's going to just help give you the insight and kind of like the strength to then step into this. I'm just looking this over because this pile is interesting, and I feel like whenever I do a reading, one of the piles always has this like message that I can see it, but it's hard to put with a word. And I think I'm always hesitant to do it because it's so like specific in a way where I just think like, who could this possibly speak to? But I think the feeling I get here is that you did do something at some point that caused you some judgment. People judged you a little bit. I think this really was hard on you. It disrupted your routine quite a bit, and it kind of threw you into this cycle. And I do think it stressed you out. I do think you've continued to work and do your thing throughout this, but it's upset you and it's thrown you off, and you look differently to other people as a result of it. But now I think it is time for you to step into who you are and just own yourself. And I don't know, there's this unapologetic, like, you know what, if I did do that, if I did say that, if that did happen, if it was my fault, like, it happened. It's time to move on. I'm not apologizing for it anymore. And you know what, maybe it was never even that big of a deal that everyone made of it. I don't know, but there's going to be clarity around this situation. You're going to see things more clearer. And I just think that is when things are really, this thing that you want is going to happen, whatever that is. And for some reason, this thing you want to me, it feels much more complicated than just to say like, oh, I want this one person to commit, or I feel like it's just more of this kind of like lifestyle, or like it's a very large like page in your book that I can kind of feel it, but I can't really put it with a word beyond that. But yeah, I think there's a lot of you unapologetically just owning what you do and doing what you want to do and doing it how you want to do it and when you want to do it. And that's really going to kick you out of your funk. And you're going to get back to just doing all the things you're good at and excelling and attracting people and just feeling like you're back on top of the world. So I hope that helped. I have no idea if it did or not. But anyway, thank you very much for being here and letting me read for you. And I look forward to reading for you again soon. Thank you. Goodbye.